you brought up Graham Potter's name, and I asked this right at the start of the show. It was the second question I asked. Should he be fearful of his future? Because to taste defeat in a game like this, a London derby, against arguably your biggest rivals in the Premier League, so much history in recent seasons. Remember the Battle of the Bridge, most cards in a Premier League match and all that?
Right, so for me, if he was going to get sacked, and I think a lot of people agree, people would understand, they would get it. But for me, still, longevity is key. I think you don't do what Graham Potter's done in the Premier League at a Brighton team, no disrespect to Brighton either, and overnight become a bad manager. I think he needs time. I think if he gets a full pre-season with the type of players he gets, he's got here, and he has them playing the way Brian retained possession of the ball. They have the qualities to cause all sorts of problems in the Premier League. Now, the biggest issue is he going to get that time? Like, the more these results keep popping up, especially against a team that Chelsea hardly ever lose to, it will start to become an issue. And it's whether Todd Bowley is going to stand by his word, because he's already come out openly and said he's the man for the job, and he's keeping him.
He was here. We could see him on camera, Todd Bowley.
Yeah, no, it's, you know what, you watch it happen and you think, is Potter going to be kept on? And you feel, who else could they bring in? Who's going to step into it? And Bowley has said, I'm going to stick with him. That's his man. He's the guy for the job. And there's been so much change in this side. The amount of players they've brought in. He's got a squad of probably 30-odd players, 33 players that all could probably walk into most teams in the top 6 in the Premier League. That's how good it is. And he's never probably been in a position where he's had to deal with that many egos, players of that stature. How do you get the best out of him? And it's not easy to find his way. He's finding his feet as a manager at this level. But it's the time. Will he get given time?
But are the players going to question him? Because of what he has done in his career, and all due respect, it isn't, say, what Tuchel has done.
I think what happens when you see sometimes today, like Havertz playing up front, Mudryk only coming on towards the last 10 minutes, and decisions like that happen. And then within change room, sometimes players start question why is he doing that? Why isn't he give us the best advantage? And I know that's harsh, but sometimes in an environment, you see that, don't you?
And yeah, you can see it, but then at the same time, regardless of the situation, the manager's put you out there.
Yeah.
There's 11 fantastic individual players that he's put out there. Go and run around.
Yeah.
Like, put a tackle in. It's a derby.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look at Chile. Chelsea didn't play that well, but Chile throwing himself around. Reece James, even Hakeem, like, show some passion and desire. We know you have the quality. Like, that's not hard. That Kai didn't run around. I don't think he even made a tackle.
No.
So little things like that is, you need more than that in a derby.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, this is what when you talk about teams, I think Man United sprung to mind when you think about players. You're not looking like they're doing it for the side. But then it took a manager to come in and get them to do that. And it's taken Ten Hag a bit of a while, and now he's in a situation where all those players look like they're in the same boat. They understand each other. They're fighting hard for him and the club. These players at the moment aren't doing that for Potter, but can he get that? And it's just because football demands results straight away, and Chelsea have been a team that demanded results straight away. You just don't know.
It's wins, isn't it?
Yeah,
right.
Wins.
If you look at United, winning changes everything.
Yeah.
If Chelsea go on a game of 2 wins, then people will start buying into, say, what Potter's done or his ideas, and that's what happened at United.
But Ten Hag also laid down the law at that club. He wasn't afraid to make the decisions. Cristiano Ronaldo was shunted out of that club.
Effectively,
Paul Pogba, keep big players.
But effectively, so has Potter. He's dropped Aubameyang. He's taken him out of the squad. He has made big decisions where people thought he wouldn't be able to deal with it. The problem is, whatever is happening on the pitch is just not going right at the minute, whether it be injuries or like when Felix on his debut, where he pretty much manhandled Fulham and then gets sent off. Like, just little things just ain't going for him at the minute. And I think once those little things go, I think Chelsea will be right. Like we said, if you look at that team, player for player, they should be among the top 6 easily.
But that's the thing. Is this club too big for Graham Potter? With all due respect to what he's done before? No.
I don't think it is. And I think he's capable of getting more out of him.
What makes you think he's capable? What's he done so far?
Just from what you've seen in other clubs. Obviously, we can only judge him at what he's done before. And at Brighton, he had them playing such a lovely way. Goals were an issue. We know that was an issue at Brighton.
Is De Zerbi doing better at Brighton in terms of goals than Graham Potter?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think he probably has a better goal for ratio games than Potter did. So it's a difficult one, but you're looking at how we brought that team forward and how we made them stable. Chelsea don't need to be stable. Chelsea need to be stable in the Champions League. They need to be stable, impressing for the Premier League title. That's a very different thing than just being stable in the Premier League. And will he get time? I honestly don't know. I think Bowley said he's going to stand by him, but it's hard to see him getting if this continues.
Okay, so do you think how this summer will be crucial for him? Now, I mentioned Ten Hag and how Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer at the club. There were other players that left in the summer. Maybe he was consulted in the summer, then maybe he wasn't. I have no idea. Your Lingards and Pogbas and all of that. But since he's come into the club, he's laid down the law. Do you think Potter will have that this summer then? Is that the most important part of his Chelsea career?
I think the most important part of his Chelsea career will be pre-season. I think to have 6 weeks with a team, with that many players, who comes, who stays, doing exactly how you want them to play, will have them ready. I think to come in, have a team, and then another 13 players at that level added to it is only going to make it difficult.
Okay.
Personally.
Any final comments there?
No, listen, for me, great win for Spurs, so I'm happy to take Chelsea on. If we could play Chelsea like this, I'd take that all day, just because this doesn't happen that often for Spurs with Chelsea. So, you know what, you take them as they come.
All right.